We got short-term topping signals here. We had divergences on the 4-hour chart. Momentum is now flipping here. See the different Elliott wave counts that I'm talking about in this video. If you watch it all the way through, power is still in positive territory. Green still going on. Bullish things still happening. Trend signal still bullish, but momentum is pulling back just a little bit. We'll see if it turns back to bullish here. We can go towards 100,000 or get above 100,000 in the near future. I think that's likely. The bigger pullback here, if wave 1 is done, I think that's less likely, but I'll show you the different counts and you can evaluate them and decide what you think. Guess is minor wave 1 is not done, and you can see the counts in a moment. Momentum turning down for the short term with the sell-off on Saturday and Sunday after Friday's little topping tail. Had this short-term divergences form right here that has given us this pullback. Again, we'll see if we can continue onward and upward. Momentum turning down. Briefly here, we'll be watching to see if it flips back to bullish. Again, we got the bottoming signals all over the place at the bottom. Then we got momentum signals turning back to bullish, like the impulse line here and the momentum line. And then the trend signals begin to turn. So the divergence is giving us a pullback. Again, momentum is still in positive territory here. Line right here represents the trend. It's still bullish. The ribbon, these things are bullish. We're above the 100-period moving average. Getting a pullback, I think that probably get a push to 100,000 and then get a bigger pullback. We're going and trying to take out the January high at 109,000. I remain extremely bullish on Bitcoin. Short-term momentum turning down here after a 31.5% move higher. Bears tell us, oh, Bitcoin's collapsing, it's eroding. After it moves up 31.5%. These people are absolutely out of touch with reality. We got absolutely amazing signals at the bottom, trend, or when the momentum changed, and then when the trend changed. And again, here we got this signal just after the bottom. Green bars continue. Again, after the December peak, we had red bars, tried to flip it with the January high, tried to come up here and back above the ribbon, couldn't do it. Bars remained red through the entire decline, reaffirmed the bearish signal over here, and we moved to the new lows and then marked the bottom. Absolutely incredible signals. At some point in the near future, the ribbon will turn back to yellow, and that's why I say your guiding light in times of confusion and doubt. If it turns to yellow, that's extremely bullish, but we'll probably be pulling back as that happens. I think you're going to get another push higher and then eventually pull back to that level, and it could be closer to our confirmation line here as we push higher and then get a pullback, should that scenario play out, which I think is the most likely. And as I'm making the video, Bitcoin remains flat. It looks like it's getting a doji. So again, we'll see what happens with that. A bigger pullback right now, or do we just pulling back, go higher, and then get a bigger pullback? But look at the signals. Absolutely incredible signals. We move back into the positive portion of the cloud. And again, the oscillators validated that. Back right now, but the oscillators are still in positive territory. Again, as long as they're positive, as long as you're in the positive portion of the cloud, then again, that's bullish. Those are consistently green. So again, Bills just nailed it. Bitcoin, after turning down off of the trend line from the low, from the 2021 low that separates the 2021 peaks, we turned off of this trend line right here at the December and January high. That's how I was able to call those tops correctly, marking the very day of the tops in our daily time frame. Here you can see it in the weekly time frame. Again, we pull back to horizontal support, our 50-week moving average that we've talked about at great length and detail. We've broken out of the bull flag, and now I think eventually we're going to try to get above that trend line and move to this upper channel line here, the blue trend line. We bounced off this horizontal support. I continue to point out, again, with the previous high right here, we broke out and we pulled back to the previous high. With the previous high right here, we broke out and we pulled back to the previous high. And we did it back over here. The previous high over here, we broke out, we pulled back to the previous high. Each one of those levels of the previous high acted as support. So I believe we bottomed, as I talked about, back at the bottom. And I believe we're eventually coming up here in the coming months ahead, likely peaking over the summer or on into the fall somewhere. And then the recession is going to hit later in the year. Bitcoin will begin to price that in. Tip when we get up there is, oh, we've dodged the recession. All the trade deals will start being announced. We'll see the de-escalation day with China eventually happen. This big rally up, and fears will calm down. Complacency will set in, and that's when you'll get the real top, and the recession follows shortly after that. The December, January tops, we talked about this trend line as well. Going back, this is our linear scaling. The other one was our log scaling, but the linear scaling from the 2017 high, this trend line right here, excluding the peaks right here and connecting it with the actual top in 2021. Again, we came up, we slammed right into that, and we pulled back. Now, again, my Fibonacci moved on me a little bit here. We got nearly a 61.8 Fibonacci of that advance, 49,000 level, the higher low that's set up again in August 2024. Eventually, I think we're going to push through these trend lines and move to the trend line, channel line with the log scaling. Did a really nice job here along with that log scaling trend line from the 2021 low that I just showed you. Think about those trend lines and these tops back at the top in great length and detail. Wanted to just review that briefly here. That's turning bars back to blue. The rally we've had, turning bars back to blue. We ended up closing, not at the highs, but we ended up closing with the blue bar here in the weekly time frame. I think you'll see more weekly signals turn bullish once we push back above 100,000. But this is suggesting, again, that we are now attempting to resume the advance. Eventually, we'll have to be able to clear 100,000, or I'm sorry, 109,000, the January high. Absolutely incredible signals here. And again, we're flipping back to blue, very similar to what we did back over here. Once we broke out, we flipped back to blue here. Once we broke out over here, we flipped back to blue. After the bottom, we flipped back to blue with the reversal bar. So absolutely incredible signals, causing me to believe, again, we're probably going to resume the advance and go make new highs. And again, I create many of the indicators you see in my videos. Here I programmed this indicator to flip with the trend, and it did with the breakout there. And again, we still have blue bars, beautiful. At some point when we get a bigger pullback, they might turn back to red briefly, but again, weekly bars are turning back to blue. That is a very good sign. Bigger trend is now resuming to resume the advance. Here, I'm looking at Fibonacci's, and again, if we end up getting a move up towards 105,000 or something like that, or maybe just below it, 103, 104, here, if we go up to 105,000, you could get a 50% retracement of the move. That would take us back over here to the 88,500 area. If we only go up to maybe 103,000, I'll lower it here for the Fibonacci retracements, 103,000. Say we go up to 103,000, well, then you could still pull back even beyond this level just a little bit and hit our 50 period moving average, or our 50 period might be coming in right around that area by the time we pull back if we get another push higher. But this is what I think is likely going to be the case. And then I think you're going to end up coming up and taking out 109,000 here. You like the charts, you like the indicators, support the channel with the link directly below. Let me know you want this information, you like this information. It takes a lot of time to do this. I'm just showing you stuff I look at every day. Absolutely incredible signals. But I need to hear from you in order to work. I just put it all out there for free. Just ask that you partner with me because I don't want to get sponsors and sell you a bunch of stuff you don't need. They contact me all the time. I turn the offers down. I want to send you to some exchange that wants to get you all leveraged up to wipe you out. Ask that you support the channel. Follow the link below to take you to a secured site and you can donate any amount you want to make it a recurring donation. I thank you for your consideration for that. Important things going on. I'll show you the Elliott wave count in this video. Show you the couple different possibilities I think are in play. Watch the video all the way through. Okay, it's a Monday session for Bitcoin. It has about 7 more hours in the Monday trading sessions. We have a doji right now. Bitcoin is pretty much flat. It was down earlier and then it rebounded back up, and it's given us this doji here in the daily time frame after selling off. And here's the doji just below our 10-period moving average. We sold off on Sunday by 1.67%, and on Saturday we ended up down by 1.04%. So 1%, dropping a little more than 1% on Saturday. On Sunday, dropping a little over 1.5%, and then today pretty much flat at the moment. Coin had bottomed at key support. It broke out of this downward channel, which is a bull flag pattern, and bounced at key major horizontal support. Coin's average price right here, the 50-week moving average, as we've talked so much about. And we've come back up to this resistance area. Again, I still think getting a larger pullback at some point. We pushed above the January low right here. After breaking the January low, we tried to get back above it, it failed, and then we tried to get back above it here and here, it failed. Now we're back above it. So again, I think we'll come back to this area in all likelihood, this 88,500-600 area or so. Whether we do that now or not, we'll see. I'll show you the Elliott wave counts you can evaluate. My guess is we push higher and get above 100,000 and then get a bigger pullback. In all likelihood, that's what I think is likely going to be the case. Regardless of whichever way it plays out, I remain longer-term bullish on Bitcoin, remain extremely bullish surrounding Bitcoin's average price and our 50-week moving average. And again, our test, these dips below the 200 period moving average, extremely bullish. Bears are telling us that we're about to have this crash. Again, Bitcoin completed a double bottom pattern. Bitcoin completed the double bottom pattern with this low over here and this low over here, moving slightly lower, just as we had the double top over here, where Bitcoin completed the December peak and went slightly higher in January. Very similar pattern. Now, the objective target, minimum objective target, is about 103,000 for this pattern. I think you're going to end up coming up here, and then I think you'll get a bigger pullback and eventually build momentum to be able to clear 109,000, which I do think is going to happen here as we move on into the summer here. We're going to likely see new highs. We'll eventually see Bitcoin peak over the summer or on into the fall somewhere. We reach my objective target, which is the upper channel line that I've talked so much about, and I'll probably show that to you in just a moment. So some resistance over here we'll be watching. We are getting the 10. We got the 10 back above the 20 over here. The 10 got back above the 50 right there, and then the 20 got back above the 50. The 50 is a green line, the 10 is the red, the 20 is the blue. Now you're getting the 10 and 20 back above the 200, the black line there, and eventually we're going to get a bullish golden cross with the 50 eventually getting back above the 200. We'll probably either get a pullback here, which I think is less likely. I think it's more likely we get a push higher and then get a bigger pullback. I think that will complete the 5-leg push higher, and I think it'll unfold in an ABC structure to give us a 3-leg push back to probably drop back below the 100,000 area once we get above it and move back towards the 200, the black line, and the 50, the green line, as they get a bullish golden cross. So I think you're going to likely see them get a bullish golden cross as we push up and pull back. And again, then I think you're going to set up your higher low and eventually come back up here and clear the 109,000 area. So that's what I think is going on. I think we're in wave one. I think when it's done, and I don't think it's done yet, I think when it's done, probably just around 100,000 or above 100,000, I think you get that pullback, drop back below it. The bears will go, see, here got the whoops, sorry about that. The bears will go, see, told you. The people that told us that we were going to crash down at the bottom, the people that told us this rally of 31.5% now, which again, we dropped 32% from the highs. We're just below, we're in the golden pocket right now, just above our 61.8 Fibonacci. Told us the rally was never going to happen are now going to proclaim it's over and the counter trend is done, and here we go. And I told you, Bitcoin's got to collapse below Bitcoin's average price, below the 50-week moving average, below horizontal support. We're bouncing off these levels. That's extremely bullish. That's not bearish. To take those levels up, that would be bearish, taking out those levels and staying below them. Bouncing off of them, that's extremely bullish. Remain extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and positions are playing out very, very nicely surrounding the 200 period and Bitcoin's average price. We talked about at those lows. Great opportunities. Here you can see Bitcoin has, again, dropped 32%. As we saw in the other chart, it's rallied up 31.5%. And we got that topping tail there Friday, and we're getting this pullback. And we've gotten, let's zoom out here so you can see it, we've gotten just above our 61.8 Fibonacci. The S&P has done the same thing. So is the NASDAQ, moved just above our 61.8 Fibonacci. I think you're going to end up moving to the 78.6 Fibonacci or above it. The 78.6 Fibonacci is at the 650 area. Just over 100,000. I think you're probably going to overthrow this area, come up into 101, 102, up to 105 maybe. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, somewhere in there, somewhere in the low 100,000 area. I think you're going to push on higher, and then I think you're going to peak. Maybe you just come up to that 100,000 area at the 78.6 Fibonacci, but then I think you come back to this trend line right here. And again, I don't think we come back and back test. I think that likely that the horizontal support holds. If we do pull back here, get a bigger pullback, which I do think is going to happen. So now, again, we have the MACD in positive territory. It's trying to roll over here. So if it does, again, we could still get a bigger pullback. And I'll show you the Elliott wave counts, the different possibilities that I have going for that. But again, let me be clear. I believe we've bottomed. I believe that we're in wave one. You can count this a couple of different ways. Regardless, I think that, again, you've got your wave one. Eventually, you'll get a bigger wave two pullback, and then ultimately go back and clear the January high and move to new highs. We're in positive territory. We got in positive territory after a bullish diversion, so our double bottom pattern here on the daily chart here with the Bitcoin price. But stochastics rolling over. We have the MACD possibly trying to roll over here with this session. We'll see by the close what happens. And then we have RSI turning down, but it's still above 50. Again, the RSI formed the bullish diversions as well. Okay, you had the bullish diversions over here, then we had a larger bullish diversions, and it's back above 50, back in the positive region. Even if we pull back, get a bigger pullback right now, you're still in the positive region. This is a bullish thing. We're holding above the 100 period moving average. Do you see the pink liner here? That's the 100. We're above the cloud. This is bullish stuff. Again, when Bitcoin's above the 100 period moving average, that is where things happen. Now, we'll probably pull back to the 100 period moving average eventually. As we did at the last bottom, we got above the 100 period, but eventually pulled back to it and went on our way. And again, that is where, again, we'll probably see the 50 begin to rise towards our confirmation line right here, and again probably end up dropping back below the 100 period at some point, but I think you could get another push higher first to reach 100,000 or exceed 100,000. Then I think you'll get a bigger pullback. So we'll see how it unfolds. You can get it right now if we just have a short wave 5 right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we just have a short wave 5, then maybe you're getting it right now and you get this ABC structure. That's possible, I guess, but my guess is that you're likely going to end up pushing higher. I'll show you the other two counts I have. That's the third alternative scenario. I have two other counts, but the alternative here would be that we've completed the wave 1 with just a real short wave 5 in the structure. I doubt that that's going to be the case, but it could be. Again, if we do pull back, again, the cloud, the 50, the horizontal confirmation line all become support. Again, as I'm making the video, Bitcoin has been flat. It's been down, but it had a doji, now down a little bit, about 0.2% lower, not much. Pull $100 lower. Here are the counts that I think are more likely. And again, I believe that intermediate wave 4 completed down here. I think that you have a wave 1, a wave 2 in our first minor wave. I think this is a wave 3, but there are a couple of different ways we can count it. We can go, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completing the 3 here. We can go 1, 2, get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then we get 5. So that would, rather than wave 3 completing right here with a 5-leg push higher, like here outlined in black, we could have this larger wave 3 where we have 1, 2, this whole thing is an extended 3, 4, and then 5. So I got a question mark there, but those are the two ways to count it. The other way is, like I just showed you, that we just have a short wave 5 and it's done right here, and we get this larger pullback right now. But I think that if you have wave 3 done over here, you got 4, then you're getting these first subwaves. As long as we hold below this low right here, then you're getting the first subwaves, these microwaves that fifth wave, and I've marked it here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for a little rising wedge, taking us up to the 100,000 area or just above it. 101, 102, up to 104, 5,000. Assuming the 3 and the 4 finished here, that we have the little microwaves going on, 1 and 2. The other possibility is if wave 3, the question mark there, finished over here, then this is question mark wave 4, okay? Then we get the wave 5. And if that's the case, then again, maybe we go a little bit higher than this scenario that I've marked here. But I think that we can go up to the 100,000 area or slightly overthrow it, low 100,000 area, 101 to 105,000 area or so, below our peak in January of 109,000. Those are the 3 counts. They're all bullish counts. We continue to have the 50 above the 200. The 50 is a green line, but we've lost it. The 50 is above the 200. The 200 is still rising. If we get the next leg higher, the next push up, I think you'll see the RSI turn back up and you'll probably form a larger divergence up in here somewhere, probably above 100,000. I think that once we get above 100,000, we're going to end up dropping back below it, likely to back test the confirmation line back at the 88,500, 600 area down over here. And that's where the 200 could be reaching. We can see the 200 get above that level, get up here, and then come back and throw back just beyond the 200. It'll probably be above the confirmation line by the time we reach it. Those are the scenarios. Again, they're all bullish. Some point, and even right now, I mean, I already have the bears commenting on my posts on social media how Bitcoin's about to collapse, and it's terrible, it's going down now. Look, Bitcoin's risen 31.5%. It's probably not done yet. These people are delusional. Oh, Bitcoin's collapsing. Are you kidding me? Risen up 31.5%. Over here when they told us it was going to collapse. People are out of their minds. Again, eventually we're going to get a bigger pullback, and that's when they're really going to just get super excited. Oh, here comes the crash. The people that told us that we were going to crash back over here and this rally was never going to happen, those people, they are oblivious to what is going on. Bitcoin is extremely bullish. All kinds of bullish things have happened with Bitcoin. Right now we're pulling back. Nothing goes straight up. Nothing goes straight down. At a 31.5% move, we're pulling back probably to get the final push higher for minor wave 1, and then you'll get a bigger pullback. So this is what I think is going on. Getting the wave 4, followed by wave 5, or we've got the wave 4 over here, and we're getting this first couple microwaves of the wave 5 here, smaller subwaves to complete minor wave 1, which will have 5 waves to complete intermediate wave 1, intermediate wave 4 completed over here. My last update, we had these bearish divergences so we could get a pullback, back test the triangle, and we're doing that. We've moved back to the apex of the breakout of the triangle. So again, we'll see if we can get a rally off these levels. Again, the risk is that we've already completed minor wave 1 with a small 5th wave, and that we're getting the larger ABC. The larger ABC right now, which would look something like that. So that's the risk, that we've already completed the minor wave 1. Even if we have, again, extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I don't think we've completed our first minor wave yet, but that is certainly something I don't want to rule out, and I want to give you 3 of those possibilities. The bigger picture, again, we have intermediate wave 3 completing over here at the January high, intermediate wave 4 here, and now we've started our first minor wave higher. And again, oops, this moved on me here. I think that we're about to complete that. I think we'll probably pop above 100,000 in all likelihood, and then get this bigger pullback into this area. So that's what I think, and maybe we don't reach it, maybe we come and reach it, maybe we overthrow it, but back towards this 88,500 area. Zoom out, you can see again where my target is this trend line up here. I think we're eventually, and that could take us to the 150,000 area if we reach it very quickly. If we take our time reaching it, 160, 170, 175,000 very easily. This scenario right here, I have it coming in around 170,000. Drag out into August or maybe September. If we reach this trend line sooner, obviously price will be lower. A date is not my target. A number is not my target. This trend line is my target. Whenever we reach it, that's where I think Bitcoin's going to top out at. And again, you can see our rebound up here for wave 1, wave 2, an extended wave 3 taking us to a new high above the January peak, and then a 4, and then finally a 5. This is what I think is likely going to transpire over the summer months, maybe as long as on into the fall. Here it is on the daily chart for you to see. And again, I think we've broken out of the bull flag. You got your intermediate wave 4 here. I think eventually you get intermediate wave 5 up here unfolding in these 5 waves higher. And I think we're almost done with minor wave 1. We get the pullback, and then we're going to really go once we get that next major pullback. It's more likely minor wave 1 is not done yet. Told you we might have a short wave 5. I doubt it, but again, I'm open-minded to it. But I think when minor wave 1 is done, we get the 2, and then you're really going to go. And this is going to be in the summer. You're going to really see take off. You know, all the focus right now is on tariffs. Eventually, they're moving now towards getting the tax cuts done. And there's going to be a lot of excitement around the tax cuts. I've talked about this. I think we've rallied into the summer or fall, but then I think Bitcoin's going to peak. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin down here at these levels. But up here, when we get up to my target levels and we complete this 5-leg push higher, I'm going to get extremely bearish. Here's the longer term count here. Look on the weekly chart again, primary wave 4 in blue. Again, wave 1, wave 2, this whole thing I think is 3. I think we have now completed intermediate wave 4 there in red. The red count is intermediate waves, and I think we're getting this intermediate red wave 5. It's unfolding in the 5 minor waves to complete the primary wave 5. The whole thing is primary wave 5 from the lows back off of the 2022 low. I think that completes the cycle top. Very bullish on Bitcoin, believing that we go up to this upper channel line, probably depending on how fast we reach it, 150,000, 170, 175,000 easily. This sell-off has bought us more time. Had we reached this trend line sooner, the target would have been much, much lower. The trend line is my target, and the longer we take to reach it, the higher Bitcoin goes. I remain very bullish on Bitcoin.